Good evening. As you know, my name is John O'Sullivan. I'm running for mayor here in our great town of South Brunswick. It's important to get a voice at the table. That's the council. The dais up there. I was up there once before, being the only Republican. It was very interesting, but we have to have a voice up there to talk for the people and let the township know what's going on, because the council meetings, the school board meetings, the planning board meetings, the zoning board meetings are all broadcast during the week. So if you miss it on the actual night, they'll be able to see us again during the week. Some points that I'm going to start off with, the main one I'm going to start off with tonight is to let you know that the Democratic mayor, who was a councilman at the time, voted for the Democratic Township Committee Chairman to be our township administrator. I didn't vote for him, not because he was a Democrat. The reason I voted against him was he had no experience in running township government. So he's been there for a while, and that's the first point I'm going to bring up. Now, the second point I'm going to bring up is what I've been reading on, I guess you call it Twitter. And people have been complaining about juveniles messing up our parks in town, especially on the Kendall Park side. I've done some research and found out that some of the problem is caused by people that live on the other side of Route 27, juveniles coming over and messing with our parks, which has ticked off a lot of people and has caused a lot of problems on the Twitter feed. And we have to make sure that the police are following up and keeping up the pressure of the the juveniles, I hope it's not children, juveniles that come in from Franklin and do this damage. Also, I did a little research and found out how we can save $33,000 or maybe $34,000, $35,000 a year. That's not a lot of money in our budget, but traffic lights on roads here in South Brunswick, like Route 1 and 27 or the roads adjacent to it, we were told that we had to put up the roads. We had to put up the roads and the traffic lights. But the problem is we have to pay for it. Now, I don't expect the state or the county to kick in 100% of the fees that they charge us to run the traffic lights. I would going to push that they kick in some money, because they were the ones that told us to put the lights up, and we're stuck with the bill. Now that may be $33,000, $34,000, $35,000 a year, but that at least something to look into. I haven't heard anybody else talking about this, but that's how far we're going to dig in and see what we can do to save the township money. And like my running mate Charlie has said, and I agree with him 100%, and I know it's important as from being up there, is we got to have a seat at the table. See, when you're a councilman, like I was, the only one, they had to listen to me. They had to, because as a councilman, they just couldn't, pass over me. And one of the times I had to call point of order on them, and that kind of shook them up a little bit, because they had to use the township lawyer to explain to them what point of order is. It means that I can interject legally in Robert Rules of Order to say something, which they weren't really used to having somebody say point of order to them. But you have to have somebody up there saying these things to them and letting them know that people are out there watching. You will be surprised when you go around and walk the streets and talk to the people in town, that they will come back and say, we saw you on television. And that's a lot of people that do that. And I was surprised. I didn't know that many people watch television in the towns. Even sometimes the county has it on television, but it's not, I don't know how they do it, but they do it. You have to check it out. So, but it's important that we get the word out, and it can only be done by the help of people